I recently took a trip to California, and while I was there, I stopped into a local big box store in Los Angeles just to check up on lumber prices. What I found was really interesting, so stick around and I'll tell you all about it. In the United States, there are two main regions where softwood lumber comes from. You have the Pacific Northwest, and then you have the South. That is where most of the largest lumber mills are located and where most of the plywood factories are situated. Hardwoods come mostly from the Northeast and the Midwest, but we also import a lot of wood and wood products from places like Canada, Brazil, Sweden, and even Russia, or at least we used to before the invasion of Ukraine. A lot of costs go into producing lumber, but one of the major costs is transporting that lumber from where it's grown and where it's milled to where it's actually needed. This means that lumber in certain parts of the country that may be far from where lumber is produced will cost a lot more than lumber will cost in the places that are much closer. Other costs like salaries, taxes, and regulations may also factor in, making lumber more expensive in some places than other places. Now, I know that the cost of living in Los Angeles is much higher than where I live here in Texas. Salaries are higher, the regulatory regime is different, gas prices are higher. And so when I checked out those lumber prices in California, I expected them to be much higher than what I pay here in North Texas. But here's what I found. In Los Angeles, a prime 2x4 costs $3.72 a piece. My price here in North Texas is $3.75. For OSB, at 3/4 inch thick 4x8 sheets were $33.13 in LA and $28.43 here in North Texas. And cabinet grade plywood was the exact same price in both locations. So while OSB was 15% higher, the price for studs and cabinet plywood was basically the same. I really would have expected it to be much different. I would have expected the prices in California, especially in LA, to be much higher, again, with the price of gas, other expenses, living expenses, the high cost of taxes and other things like that, but it wasn't. So what does that tell me? Well, it tells me that prices all over the country are starting to level out, even when you factor in all of those other expenses on top of it. Now, to be clear, these are only two examples, and while I don't travel a ton, when I do get out to other places, I am surprised at how similar prices can be in different parts of the country. So you tell me, what are you seeing in your area? Are you seeing similar prices, or are they much higher? Or perhaps they're much lower? Leave me a comment and let me know what you're seeing in your area. Now, all of these lower prices follows along with a trend for the whole year. Because of higher interest rates and inflation, the demand for lumber has gone down significantly, and so has the price. In fact, if we look at lumber futures for the year, we can see that downward trend very clearly. At its highest, lumber was trading at $1,329 per thousand board feet, and at its lowest, it was at just over $400 per thousand board feet. That is a drop of nearly 70%. So is this current trend going to continue, or are we going to see lumber prices go back up like we've seen so many other times in the past few years? Well, I'm working on a video with my analysis for where we're headed next. So be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so you can be informed when that video comes out. Thanks again for watching. I hope that you found this video useful and interesting, and I hope to see you in the next one.